जय जय जननी श्री गणेश की, जय जय जननी श्री गणेश की, जय जय जननी श्री गणेश की। प्रतिमा परमेश्वर परेश की, प्रतिमा परमेश्वर परेश की। जय जय जननी श्री गणेश की, जय जय जननी। जय गजवदन षडानन माता, जय गजवदन षडानन माता। जय 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 निर्मल माता, जय 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 निर्मल माता। ध्यान दान की सुंदर प्रतिमा, ध्यान दान की सुंदर प्रतिमा। बनी वाहिनी शुभ संदेश की, बनी वाहिनी शुभ संदेश की। जय जय जननी श्री गणेश की। जय आदिशक्ति है मात निर्मला, जय आदिशक्ति है मात निर्मला, जय आदिशक्ति है मात निर्मला। जय 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 भक्त वत्सला, जय 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 भक्त वत्सला। भक्ति दान दो भक्ति गम्या, भक्ति दान दो भक्ति गम्या। कीजिए कृपा निर्मल गणेश की, कीजिए कृपा निर्मल गणेश की। जय जय जननी श्री गणेश की। जगदम्बे मात भवानी, भवानी भवानी। हे जगदम्बे मात भवानी, शुद्ध विद्या तव चरणन जानी, शुद्ध विद्या तव चरणन जानी। मोक्ष दान दे मोक्ष प्रदायनी, मोक्ष दान दे मोक्ष प्रदायनी। तू विनाशिनी भव कलेश की, तू विनाशिनी भव कलेश की। जय जय जननी श्री गणेश की, जय जय जननी श्री गणेश की। सविनय विनती सुनिए हमारी। आ, 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 सविनय विनती सुनिए हमारी। माँ निर्मल भोली अति प्यारी, माँ निर्मल भोली अति प्यारी। मन अंतर में ज्योत जला दो, मन अंतर में ज्योत जला दो। चंद्रन भा ज्योति दिनेश की, चंद्रन भा ज्योति दिनेश की। जय जय जननी श्री गणेश की, जय जय जननी श्री गणेश की। प्रतिमा परमेश्वर परेश की, प्रतिमा परमेश्वर परेश की। जय जय जननी श्री गणेश की, जय जय जननी, जय जय जननी, जय जय जननी श्री गणेश की।
Jai Shri Mataji to everyone. Jai Shri Mataji to Abdul Uncle.
Jai Shri Mataji.
It's a pleasure to have you on this particular session today. With Mother's grace, we'll try and conduct this session. We'll try and learn through your experience, and we'll try and learn or we'll try to get to know about the time that you have spent with Mother Uncle. So we'll start the session with a small meditation session so that everyone who is listening can go into thoughtless awareness, can go into Nirvicharita. So with Mother's permission, we would like to start the session. Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji, everybody. We will just raise our Kundalini and slowly put a bandhan. Just close our eyes, all of us. Try to put our attention on the Sahasrara. With a prayer, Shri Mataji, we are humbly trying to record this session with the blissful moments we have spent with our dear Mother, Adi Shakti. Please give us your blessings. You can say the three Maha mantras. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Maha Lakshmi Maha Saraswati Maha Kali Trigunatmika Kundalini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasrar Swamini Moksha Pradaini Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. It's just a silent meditation. We'll try to have our attention on Sahasrara. If you have got any thoughts, you can open the eyes and look at the Kumkum of Shree Mataji. And you see that the thoughts have diminished. You can slowly close your eyes. Put your attention on your Sahasrara. Jai Shree Mataji. Thank you, Shree Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji, uncle.
Okay. Mhm.
We'll start today's session. So, uncle, the first and foremost thing which I wanted to understand, and which I would like to let our viewers know as well, as to what would be the objective of today's session. What exactly are we trying to convey, or whatever series that we are trying to create? What exactly is the objective of this series, uncle? What do we want to convey through these series?
Yes, basically, some of us had the good fortune to be in the company of Adishakti when she was on the earth physically. And the main objective is that all those beautiful moments, the blissful moments we had spent with her, I would like to share it with everybody, how it was in the beginning, right in the beginning. That is the first objective. Second is that my father, Pai Kaka, as he was very well known in Mumbai, talked something about him because he's very well liked, loved in Mumbai. And also, as far as Mumbai Sahajogis are concerned, I'll give you some names of some places where we used to have the programs, so that in case anybody wants to go and visit those places, they can. And third and last is also how it is with us after 2011 when Shree Mataji left for the heavenly abode. This will be a part of the 100th centenary of the birthday of Shree Mataji, which we are celebrating this year. This is just, does this answer your question, Dushyant?
Yes, uncle. Yes, uncle. It answers my question perfectly. So just to let everyone know, this will be a series of sessions. We will try and do 3 to 4 sessions. Avdut, uncle has been part of the Sahaja Yoga community for a very longish period of time now. I think, uncle, since 1972, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, April 1972.
April 1972. So we'll try and capture his experiences, his thought, his time with Mother. We'll try and capture all these things in this series so that everyone can listen to them and benefit out of his experience of the time that he has spent with Mother. So, uncle, I have some photographs that you have shared with us. So I think these are not publicly available. So I will jump right into these photographs and then we'll talk about your experience, if that is okay. Should we proceed ahead?
Yes. Yeah, okay. It's okay, fine.
Mayank, can you put up these photographs and then we'll try and share uncle's experiences. So yes. This is the first photograph, uncle.
Yes, was taken in 1973. I remember these years because we were studying that time. I was in SSC, secondary school certificate. It was not 10th, it was 11th standard. So just after the realization afterwards, Shree Mataji was to go to Vasai. And this photo was taken in Vasai. You can see some old forts behind. And the story happens is that because of our exams, we did not go. And my parents, we were staying in Vikhroli, and the Vasai is on the western line. So Shree Mataji was to catch a train in Bombay Central with all the Sahajogis, and my parents, I think so in Andheri or Borivali, they were to catch the train. And my father thought Shree Mataji will not she cannot take a third class ticket. That time it was first class and third class. And so he took a first class ticket to Vasai, and then he realized that Shree Mataji was with all the Sahajogis in the third class compartment. So this is a small incident. So that time, Shree Mataji went to the UK in December 1973. She shifted to UK, and afterwards she used to come to Bombay. And when she used to go, she used to hug all the Sahajoginis. And this is what she's hugging one Sahajogini. And she used to cry, and the Sahajoginis also used to cry. We were there. So this is one of the, but I don't know the year, unfortunately. I will tell you as far as possible the year, but sometimes I will not be able to tell you the exact year. Yeah, so this is one of the photos. Shree Mataji used to come with us. She used to sit with us to eat. And you see, she's, left and right hand side, there are Sahajoginis sitting. And it was not a very special place. On the ground, she used to eat. So next. Now, this is a photo of Shree Mataji talking to someone. And this on the right-hand side of Shree Mataji, there is a small tape recorder. I would just like to tell you a small incident about this tape recorder. My father got his realization. I mean, the person holding the mic is Mr. Paikaka, my father. So he got his realization in January 1972, and we came in April. So when there was in Bombay, Kawaji Jangir, there were some seminars, and when he attended these seminars, he said that what Shree Mataji is saying is so important, and he was so much impressed, and he just thought somebody should tape these talks. And some days later, his friend, he told my father, I would like to sell a tape recorder because I want to buy a new one. And my father said, yes, I'm ready to take. It was rather costly, but he said, okay, you can pay me in installments and all that. And since then, this tape recorder we had since about, I think so 73 till about 80. And we used to take this tape recorder everywhere. And in 83 or 84, I was alone at home, and Shree Mataji sent a note with somebody saying that Avadut, all these spools. Now we had 36 spools. Now each spool is 6 inches. And there is 14 hours of recording. There's 4 tracks of 3.5 hours each track. So we had 36 spools, and you please give all your recordings to this person. And all these recordings went to UK later on, and which came out later on the Amruta and different places. Now we used to take this tape it, everything. Like there is a music, Jitendra Abhisheki or Ajit Kadkade, etc. And we used to put it in a small cassette, and I used to do the postage part of it, like postman. And I used to take it to Shree Mataji so that when she goes back to the UK, she can listen to this tape recorder. And this tape recorder, it was so precious that time. There was even one Shree Mataji put kumkum on it. So there's a small incidents.
A very important thing, Uncle. I think all the early talks were recorded on this only, I guess.
Yes.
So
many of them. Yes.
I'm also just seeing the Kawaji Jahangir Hall sessions. These were on 24th of March, 25th of March, on 23rd of March.
Yeah.
1973, I can see these sessions online on amrita.org.
Yes.
So
yes.
to anyone who's listening,
yes.
if you want to listen to these sessions, these are available on amrita.org as well. 3 continuous sessions by Shree Mataji.
Yes.
The audio is not that great, but you can read it online, the entire lecture.
Yes, we had this. We used to buy rather good quality BASF tapes or TDK at that time. And in the beginning, my father used to say, "This is the session talk given by Shree Mataji on such and such topic, and he used to give the date, so that even if the paper, we had a paper also, in case the paper is lost, we know what is there in the tape. So we have 36 pools.
Very helpful for all the Sahaja uncle, to say the least. In our early talks, Shri Mataji has spoken about a lot of things.
Yes, yes.
A lot of detailed
yes,
things which are
And-
extremely important.
Yeah. And at that time, we did not have many. So at home, I used to listen to these talks so many times, the same talks like this: how to meditate in 76, Bhartiya Bhavan, necessity of meditation in 75 in Dadar, or 76, there was a Gudi Padwa talk, 30th March, Delhi. So all these talks I heard so many, I don't know how many times. And it is just a memory.
Mayank, would be great if you could just put up all these links in the YouTube link as well.
So this was in January 1977, and I was sitting behind Shree Mataji on the right of Shree Mataji. You can see some of the Sahajogis right in the front. On the left-hand side, there is Mahendra Chavan. If you know him, he expired some years ago. Then on his left, there is Mavin Kurve. Then also there is Dhumal uncle behind the third row. And also there is Wari Kaka, which is, in the right in the center behind, there is a person from abroad. He's Patrick, Grejna's husband. And then in front of him, there is Varik uncle, who used to be with us since very, very deep Sahajogi. Then there are these Gavin, Maureen, and other Sahajogis. There's Ratnawar uncle on the right-hand side, right behind. Then there was Bobrebai from Kolhapur, just behind Shree Mataji on the left.
This photo is at Nargol, uncle. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No. It was in Bodhi. Now, previously we used to have all these the seminars in Bodhi, right from, I don't know, we came in 72, but maybe it could be before. And it was till February 85. And in December 85, Ganpati Pule started. And we used to have a year, because then I recently heard that Shree Mataji, Nargol, there were no buses or roads, not possible. So we used to have that in Bordi, which is not very far from Nargol, just before, when you come from Bombay, to get down at Golwat station after Dahanu. Then we used to walk a bit. So we had this. So this was this place. We used to stay there. There's a bungalow behind, and this was rented, or I don't know, lent to us by this Mr. Divanji, who is on the left of Shree Mataji. He's written on that, Divanji. So this was a small group at that time. You can see we were rather small. I'm not there in this. And there were about 10-15 persons more. So it was a rather small group. And most of these photos, there's some from my father has taken, but many of them were given to me as a present. So I'm there on the photo. Next.
Very nice, uncle. Mayank, we'll go to the next picture. This is again at Bodhi, uncle.
This is also the same photo which we saw just now, but from a different angle.
Uncle, this looks very familiar. It looks like Nargol. The trees behind and everything.
It is the same. It is the same sea coast. I think so. I don't know how many kilometers before Nargol.
Just for my understanding, uncle, why did so many Sahaja seminars used to happen on the sea? Is there any specific reason for that? Because
this seashore we used to go. We were small, but I don't know exactly why on the seashore. But we also, I mean, there's one. We used to go on the seashore. Just some incidents come in my head. like Shree Mataji used to sit in water, and she used to have her feet in the water straight. And as children, we used to put our head under the feet of Shree Mataji, and the waves coming in. You can imagine we used to try to go under the water because the waves were coming, and we used to take competition who will stay more long time at the feet of Shree Mataji. And we did not know Shree Mataji was really vibrating this Arabian Sea, so that all the clouds, the vibrated clouds, can be showered upon Maharashtra or other states. So I think so. This was one of the reasons. And also there was in Bombay near Mar. We will see that photo later on. We used to have also some place where Akshay Tritiya. This Akshay Tritiya is a very auspicious day in the Hindu calendar. And we used to have a puja the whole day. Shree Mataji used to come. We used to hire a bungalow, and we had to have a puja, havan. And in the evening, once I remember, Shree Mataji took all of us on this wet sand. We are about, I don't know, about 15, 20, 25, whatever. So she worked on us individually. We had made a round circle, and we were standing on the wet sand. And I remember Shree Mataji told us wet sand is the best element to absorb all our negativities, all our problems on our chakras. And since then, whenever I go to Ganpati Puja or any seashore, we do this for Muladhara. You can do this 3-point treatment, wherein you sit on the ground with your hands behind and your heels dug in the sand, wet sand. You bend your knees. So this position that your hands are behind, so your Muladhara is touching the ground. Your heels is the Muladhara of your feet, and your Muladhara, your own Muladhara, is also on the ground. So this is 3-point treatment we can use whenever it is possible to clear our Muladhara on the seashore. Just a small incident. So this is also, I think so this is the full group we had at that time. You can see Shree Mataji right in the middle, but I think so she's looking down. Yeah, she's right in the middle.
This was the total group of people who was traveling, uncle?
Who had come in the seminar.
This is the total number. This looks only around 50 to 100 odd people, right?
Maybe, yes. That time
was
there
very
was no
small at that point of time. Right now,
Yes.
these many people would come to one center, I think. In a seminar, there are tens and thousands of people.
Yes, I understand. Even now in Ganpati Puja, 10,000 people. Yeah. So these are all these photos.
Also, uncle, you must to get a lot of personal time with Shree Mataji as well. That would have been a huge experience.
Yes. I mean, at that time, we did not realize the importance of these moments which we spent with Shree Mataji, but she knew, she was preparing us. Yeah, we can next, please. So in Bodhi, we were doing this puja. On the left-hand side, there is my father. He was on the first pujari in Sajoga, because he knew a lot of mantras, this and that. So he was there on the left. And on the right-hand side, the photo is not full, but I was pouring water on Shree Mataji's feet along with the other small children. Shree Mataji is deeply in meditation. Next. Now, this is, I think so, India Tour 1980. It should be somewhere on the seashore. And we used to have a havan.
The body pictures we are just looking at, uncle, they were from which year?
This is 80.
No, the ones that we just looked at, uncle.
No, this I don't know. This was previously, it was from 70, 374 till 76, I can say, because 77 January we had this, we can call them foreign Sahaja Yogis. They're not foreigners, we can call them brothers and sisters from abroad who had come to India for the first time. There was this Pat, Grejna, and Maureen, and Gavin, and all the other people, yes. So it was the first time, but before that, it should be between 74 and 76. Be 73 also. Yeah.
I can see the first lecture in Bodhi in 1973, 25th of Jan 1973. I think this
Possible. Yes,
that
yes.
point of time, I guess.
So here Shree Mataji was giving us instructions to do the Havan, and I was jotting down the points on the left hand side, and after she used to completely, organize the Havan exactly as Divine would want it. She used to put kumkum on her head and everything. So next photo we can see. So this is the photo where Shree Mataji putting kumkum. The left hand side in the red top is Aradhana, Shree Mataji's elder daughter, granddaughter, and Anupama, her younger daughter. And I am on the right. There's another small boy.
We'll pause the photos here, Uncle. We'll have the next round of photos in the next session, Uncle. So,
okay.
I just wanted to ask you a few questions, Uncle. First and foremost, I wanted to understand, how did you come into Sahaja Yoga? So in the 1970s, how were you able to get into Sahaja? How did you get your realization?
Now, before I go ahead with these questions, I would like to tell 2-3 things. That the fact that we came in Sahaja Yoga very much before maybe the others does not make us any more evolved, I can say, because when I see some of these new Sahaja Yogis, especially the young ones, I'm really surprised at their dynamism, their innocence, and their surrender to Shree Mataji. So I feel that basically, if there's a lift going from the ground floor to the 7th floor, we come on the 1st floor, and some people have come on the 4th floor or 5th floor. At the 5th floor, everybody is at the same level. So I basically believe that only we have seen whatever has happened from 1st floor to the 5th floor. So I think so. Finally, Shree Mataji kept us into Sahaja Yoga, into her domain, because it's only the Ajli Shakti who desires, who decides whom she should take at the lotus feet of Shri Sadashiva. So this is the first point. And second point is that if we are expressing some things, we are showing the photos, and we can tell the experiences, it will be the first-hand experience. It's not somebody who is heard some things. It will be a first-hand experience, because we will not be here for a lifetime, and when we will not be here, there will be some recordings remaining. And for those who have never met Shree Mataji, or those who have never seen Shree Mataji in person, so also I pull my ears if anywhere my ego interferes, and ask Shree Mataji her that she should forgive me. But it's very close to my, whatever I remember, I'm telling. And I'm telling you only the experiences which are good, which are useful for the collectivity, and not very, very personal things which Shree Mataji told us. And my only one and the only motivation is that people should try to realize Shree Mataji, not understand, realize Shree Mataji, and go into the Nirvikalpa state. And this would be a very, very beautiful present if we can, maximum people can go into this Nirvikalpa state. This will be a good present for her 100th birthday. Sometimes I could be a bit emotional because Shree Mataji literally brought me up. My earthly mother left us when I was rather young. I was 27, and she brought me up before 2011 and afterwards. We'll come to that later on. So sometimes I really am completely in another realm when I talk about Shree Mataji. So how we came in Sahaja Yoga, my father got his realization in 72 January. Then he brought us to Sahaja Yoga. It was 14th of April. I was in the 10th standard, and that time Shree Mataji was giving realization in her house, which was situated in Nepiancy Road, Sattlevat Crossroad. When you go on this road, on the left-hand side, at the corner, there was a building called Jivan Jyot. And I think so it was on the second floor, I think. Sir CP had a flat there. And there I got my realization. So in the we used to go to her house. Every morning she used to give realization. So when we went that day also, and she used to sit with her legs like this, and people used to go on her legs, and on the hands also she used to massage. So when my turn came, it was on the left hand of Shree Mataji, and she put Ram Tirtha Brahmi oil on my head, and I still remember. And she said, "How do you feel?" I said, "Fine." She asked me my name, and she liked it. That was my first experience.
Uncle, what was your experience of feeling the vibrations for the first time while meditating with Mother? How was it? What did you experience, Uncle?
Basically, when at least for me in the beginning, I did not feel vibrations at all. And we used to have a public program in Bharati Vidya Bhavan, Chowpatty, Mumbai. On the third floor, we had a Gita Mandir hall where we used to have morning, evening public programs in 73. And 74 onwards, when Shree Mataji used to come, we used to have just in the evenings, very regularly. And that time, Shree Mataji used to come, she used to talk, we used to tape, and with our tape recorder, and then we used to go on our feet after every single public program. And before us, the new people, when we give them realization, they used to go on mother's feet, and we used to work on them. And we used to tell which finger we are slightly feeling catches. We used to work on them. And then slowly and gradually, I started feeling the vibrations. But I cannot tell you exactly which date or which time I started feeling vibrations.
So it was a slow process for you, Uncle?
Yes.
The feeling of vibrations.
Yes.
It took some time, right, Uncle?
Yes.
I think that's a very important message for all the yogis.
Yes.
Who are trying to seek that it might take some time, but
yes,
when it comes to you, it will stay with you forever.
Exactly. It's an irreversible process. It's like once you from a small sapling you become a tree, you can't become a sapling again. And Shree Mataji talks about it in one talk, I don't remember. She says that once you become a tree, you cannot become a small tree again when you grow up. Yes.
Okay, Uncle. I just wanted to know any experience that you might have, Uncle. It says that through Sahaja Yoga our karmas are cleaned, we get clean physically. So any experience that you would like to share on this particular front? How exactly does Shree Mataji clear our karmas, or how does Sahaja Yoga help in clearing our karmas, sir? Any personal experience that you would like to share?
Yes. So this is a very strong experience. I had two really very, very strong experiences. One of them is about my cigarette. As a young boy, when I used to go to the college and all that, we used to go with the friends for a picnic once in a year. We used to have the Saturday, Sunday. We used to go somewhere around Lonavala, Mahabaleshwar. And everyone used to drink, smoke. So I also used to smoke, not drinking, because I really couldn't, right from the beginning, even smell, I couldn't bear it. So smoking, yes, 2-3 cigarettes or the whole night and just for fun. And then the last time I had smoked, that time was in February or January end. I was in Goa with some other friends and I smoked. And on 5th or 6th of February, I think so, it was a Panchami Puja in Bombay. In Mumbai, it's an Amruta. So that time we used to have a lot of pujas, and there was Acharya Bai, one of these 12 Sahajoginis who got realized in the beginning. So on her terrace, we had this puja. And after the puja, every puja, we used to go on Mother's feet. So when I went on Mother's feet, Shree Mataji suddenly said, "Avadhut, did you smoke?" And my heart literally stopped, because I had smoked just 1 week before. And I still remember Acharya Bhai saying, no, Avadhut will never smoke and all that. But I knew what that was, in my heart, I knew that it was the real thing. So again, I used to go with my friends for this for the picnics, and 2-3 cigarettes per year continued. And in 78 or 79, 78, 79, whatever. So we went to Dhulia, and Shree Mataji wanted some Sahajogi to put hand on her Vishuddhi, because that time we used to put the hand on the different Vishuddhi Ajna to take out the vibrations. So she said, I want some man who has never smoked in his life, I want him to put his hand on my Vishuddhi. And of course, the Indians, they used to have bidis, and foreigners also. So everybody said, Avadhut, why don't you go? And I put my head down and I said, no, let anybody say anything, but I will not go again because I have smoked. And I told Shree Mataji, in front of everybody, I had smoked. I forgot about the incident. But Shree Mataji did not. And we were there for the whole day. In the evening, there was a public program in the small village where once that hall inside there is light, but outside is pitch darkness. And we were there. I was with another Sahajogi, Suryavanshi. And suddenly I had some cigarette smell in my hand, in my fingers. I don't know if it was both Vishuddhi fingers, but at least on the right side. And I said, oh God, where is this coming from? And I told this Suryavanshi, you are the proof that I did not smoke. See the smell. He said, yes, yes. And we used to stay with in Rahul Bhai's bungalow. So I quickly, very discreetly went and washed my hands very nicely with soap and dried it. And the smell was exactly there, as if I put my finger in tobacco paste for 1 year. It was very strong. And then I said, it's a real problem. And when Shree Mataji used to be there at that time, we could go to her room. So I went and knocked, and I told Shree Mataji that my fingers are the smell of cigarette. And she said, okay, come. And she took my 2 fingers like this, and she held my 2 fingers in her hand, usually fingers, for 2-3 minutes. And I was just there. Then she left and said, okay, now you see, if you feel, you have the smell. And I saw that the smell had gone. So Shree Mataji said, because you have accepted this morning that you have smoked, I have cleaned you completely. I've taken out that cigarette smoking incident out of your life. So now if you tell anybody that I've never smoked in my life, that will be true. She told me all these words, almost. And later on, then she said, now promise me again that you will never smoke. I said, yes, and obviously afterwards, I never touched the cigarette. And then in the West, I had this brain scan for MRI scan for the brain. The doctor said, your brain is so clear. We have seen that it's you have never smoked in your life, because otherwise there are these stains. And even the Doppler, they had this, and another doctor told me the same thing. So I said, yes, I've never smoked in my life. So Shree Mataji, how she takes out our karmas from the beginning, from our whatever we have done.
Yes, Shree Mataji uncle, that was a brilliant experience to hear. You literally went into thoughtless awareness, listening to the entire experience.
Yes, I can see myself going to that room on the first floor of Rahul Bhai's bungalow, and Shree Mataji holding my fingers.
Jai Shree Mataji uncle. So just wanted to understand, uncle, you spoke about how Shree Mataji clears her karmas. So it's also said that she cleans us physically, uncle. Any experience that you would like to relate on that particular front, where she would have cleaned you physically? You could actually feel that.
Yes. So basically, this photo which we have not yet seen, which maybe we'll see it next time, is a place called Nilambar. It's on the Pedder Road. On the 13th floor, we were having a flat, and I had the good fortune.
Can you put up that photo, please? It would be great if you can see the photo.
So this photo, this is the one which after my BSc in 78, I was trying to MSc, could not get, and Shree Mataji had just come. My father said, well, you can go with Shree Mataji wherever she goes and all that. So it was the best moment of my life. Almost a year I was with Shree Mataji. I was in this flat, and I used to take care of there was a cook. I used to go with him for buying things, and as far as money was concerned, I used to buy Times of India for Shree Mataji every day morning. So she was there in one room, and she used to go to some places, come back, but we were there. So this was in Nilambar. So your question was about the physically cleaning. Because what happened was, once we had this public program of some puja in Birla Krida Kendra, Chowpatty. And the whole day I was outside in the sun, and I'm very sensible to the sun. Sensitive means I can get affected. So in the evening, we were sitting in front of Shree Mataji, and every day evening, it was just a laughter session. Shree Mataji used to make us laugh like anything. Lot of jokes, and but I was having a terrible headache. And Srimati said, what's the problem, Avdut? I said, I've got really a very, very strong headache because I went in the sun. So she said, come, and she told me to put my right hand on her liver. So I was there. 5-10 minutes, she was laughing, talking, nothing. And my hand was there. And in about 10-15 minutes, I felt like vomiting and like a diarrhea. I said, Mataji, I want to go to the toilet. She said, yes, yes, yes. So I really vomited and all those bile and came out, and even the toilet. Then I came out, whole headache went out in just some few minutes. Then Shri Mataji asked me, how do you feel now? I said, yes, fine, fine. So this is how she can physically clean us. She can physically clean us.
Wow. Wow, that's very nice to know. So this essentially, mother cleared out all the negativities like this. It came out in form of bile or diarrhea. Is this what happened, uncle?
It's not basically negativity, we can say. It's more of physical cleaning. Because there was also, for example, when you go in the sun, I typically remember this place was called as Satnam Apartments in where Kalpana Didi was staying. Mr. Mataji used to come. She was mostly staying in this Kalpana Didi's house. And this place in Satnam Apartments, I used to go, as I said, to give the cassettes or any other things. And once when I was going, I met Shri Mataji in the lift. And I don't remember whether she put her hand on my head, but anyway, she said, put your hand on your head. In the lift, she said. And then I said, it's hot. She said, yes, it's hot. Very, very hot. She said, yes. So she asked me, from where are you coming? I said, Sachivalaya. So Sachivalaya to this Kaf parade is rather far. So she said, no, you should always put a cap on your head when you are going out in the sun. So all those things I remember. Basically, it's just to protect us. It's not a negativity. I would not say it's sort of a negativity or anything.
Okay. Okay, uncle. Okay, uncle, I've often heard from a lot of older Sahaja Yogis that mother used to actually know what is going on in her mind. Any instance that you would have faced with mother wherein she actually knew what was going on in your mind and you were surprised as to
yes, very
how
much,
she was aware?
The first incident is that I always, right from my childhood, I had some problem with my left ear. And at some point, it was even operated before, and it was leaking. I put some drops and antibiotics, whatever. So nothing worked. And I was with Shree Mataji, and I said, Shree Mataji, can you please see my ear? So I said, she said, what's the problem? I said, there's a problem. It's not stopping to leak and all that. So she said, okay, she took my ear in her hand. With the right hand, she took my left ear and she started blowing in my ear. And suddenly a thought came in my mind. Whatever, all those antibiotics or these drops did not work. What such a just what this blowing will help. I took a doubt on her blowing in my ear. She immediately left the hand and she said, why are you doubting? Why are you thinking like this? She said, why are you thinking like this? I am putting the pranava in your ear. The pranava, that time I did not even know the meaning of pranava. And she said, I'm putting the pranava in your. I pulled my ears, but of course it was too late. So this is one of the things. And another thing which was I remember was we were in Rahuri, and we used to have this food in the afternoon, evening, and all that. So afternoon, after the food, people, they started saying this ukhane in Marathi. We say we call it couplets. You can say within the in English. So these were the small poems which should rhyme, and everybody used to say. And some people said, oh, "Why don't you tell Avdut?" And immediately I prepared some couplet in my head. But Shree Mataji didn't ask. And in the evening, again, we had this session of couplets. And again, some people said, "Why don't you ask Avdut?" Then finally she asked. And I told this couplet. I still remember. Tata ta vati, vati ta dana. Janmo janmi sahajog milode hiच आई चटनी प्रार्थना. Means in the plate there is vati, means a small bowl, and in that there is dana, means some vegetable or dry dana. And janmo janmi sahajog milode hiच चटनी प्रार्थना means let me have Sahaja in all my lives, and this is the prayer I say in the feet of Shree Mataji. So when I said this, Shree Mataji said immediately, "But this you had prepared in the afternoon. This is not a new one." I said, "Yes, mother. You want to prepare one was so difficult." So of course I did not say yes. I said, and then she said, "How did I know?" He said, "How did I know? You don't know what to say." And also once what happened was, in the we used to stay in Vikroli. It was, my father used to work in Godrej, and we had the staff quarters. The building is C9/4. Now, previously it was 9/4. It is now C9/4. And Shree Mataji came to our house 3 times. And from there to Nilambar in Grand Road, very far. So one day early in the morning, we had to go there, my sister and myself. And normally we used to take bath in the morning. But we said, no, we did not have time. So we went directly. And then there was some foreign Sahajogis there in this Nilambar. And Shree Mataji told them, "You see, this brother and sister, they've come all the way early in the morning, and they take their bath every day. Now they've taken their bath in the morning and they came here." I looked at my sister. We didn't know where to look. So it is just like that. Shree Mataji was teaching us that when you go to see Adi Shakti, you take a bath and try to be as pure as possible from outside and from inside. So these are some of the instances where I can say that Shree Mataji knew what's going on in our mind.
Yes, Shree Mataji, uncle. Uncle, moving on, I just wanted to understand how mother used to protect her children. What have you felt that ever? The protection coming in from mother. What?
Yes.
Your thought process on that, uncle? That
was the second instance which really marked very much. As I told you before, we had this public program, morning and evening in Bharti Bhavan. So it was an evening program. I was, as usual, sitting in front to tape. And suddenly Shree Mataji looked at somebody with a glance, like a taksha. It was a very stern glance. And I saw later on that it was Sadhu Maharaj with a big beard and long hair. And he came and just sat behind. We had this public program. Everybody went and on mother's feet, and it was finished. And before Shree Mataji was about to go, he left and he came from the other side as if he's, sort of want to block the way of Shree Mataji to go. So we were ready to sort of intervene in case he does something to Shree Mataji. Because in the beginning, I was very curious and I asked him, does he want us to work on him or anything? And he just, with my hand, she said, just sort of leave me alone. So, but the whole evening, my attention was on him. And then when he came in front of Shree Mataji, he sort of literally fell on Shree Mataji's feet like a coconut tree would fall. And Shree Mataji just put her, I think so, the Ajna finger or thumb on his Ajna. And he gave a very big sigh of relief. Like this, and he went away. And Shree Mataji went. And then later on, we asked Shree Mataji, what happened? Who was he? And Shree Mataji said that they are Hatha Yogis. They come from the Himalayas, and they know that I'm here. Now, we know, all of us, that only Adi Shakti can give realization. And so he knew that I'm here. And these people, their Kundalini is blocked on the Ajna Chakra. And when it is blocked, it is very painful, like 100 bees stinking at the same time. So when I put my finger on that, on his Ajna, the Kundalini shot up and he got his realization, and that was very, very blissful for him. And he felt relieved and he went away. And we were quite surprised. And then later on, she said, immediately, she said that you Sahaja Yogis, you don't feel that much pain or that much, pain in your Ajna Chakra, for example, when your Kundalini is blocked. You can feel on your little pressure on your Ajna or on your finger, etc. Because umbrella of my protection is always there on your head. So it was such a big thing. I remember that very much. Basically, also third floor, and as we want to catch Shree Mataji before she goes in the car, and before the lift goes down, we have to run. We ran very fast, and we asked Shree Mataji.
Yes, Shree Mataji, uncle. About these sadhus, uncle, they used to come to Mother's program quite often. They used to.
No. That's what I heard, that before Shree Mataji went in the Himalayas, and they said that we will come to help you when things will be ready, because they did not believe in compassion, love, and their method is different. There was this, you must have heard Gangad Maharaj. So he was the one who was rather more close with Shree Mataji. And we had a tape like that. And he said that when Shree Mataji was born, he could see all chakras, the Shri Chakra, Lalita Chakra coming on the ground. And he knew that Adi Shakti had taken birth on the earth. And we had this talk somewhere, and it was in Marathi. And he said that Sabya Vaila Paije means you have to be good people. So this is something, unfortunately, I don't have this. All these Marathi talks should be somewhere in the Amruta. But we never had these real people coming to our programs. I don't know if
Yeah, uncle. I got the reply. Thank you so much, uncle. Just moving ahead, uncle, the small little things that I'm trying to understand. What or how exactly would Mother fulfill our desires? We have small little things that keeps going on at the back of our head. So any instances that you would like to quote on that particular front, uncle?
Yes, like small instances means in Rauri, when I was a young boy, I was to run about a lot of organization, this and that. and it was a oval table, and we had to all sit for lunch. And everybody had sat, and there was one chair left on the left-hand side of Shree Mataji. So I took the chair, I sat, and they used to give us these chapatis. And I used to like these chapatis with butter. For us, it was without butter, and for Shree Mataji, it was with butter. So they brought hot chapatis with butter for Shree Mataji. I think so there were 3 or 4. And suddenly Shree Mataji took one chapati and put in my plate. And I said, no, Shree Mataji. She said, no, I know you like it. I did not really, maybe I had that desire, but I don't know really. But she knows what you like and how it happens in your head. Also, another thing was that we were in Sholapur. It was mostly in 78, 79. I don't know the year exactly. And there was a room in which we were there. And when we were going out at about 10:30, 11, suddenly an thought came in my head. I said, what vibrations? I knew there was somebody sleeping in this room. I didn't know who. And I said, that person who is going to sleep here, it's really what a lucky person. And then we went to sleep in another room. And suddenly Uncle Dhumal, he came to our room and he said, is everybody okay there? I said, yes. He said, we are fine. He said, Avdut, if you don't have the place there, you can come to our room. Shree Mataji's room. He was sleeping there. I did not know before. Say, yes. So I took my bedding and went. I slept in that room where Shree Mataji was sleeping. It was a rectangular room, I still remember. On one edge, Shree Mataji was sleeping. The other edge, there was Uncle Dhumal. And I was in the middle. There were 2 beds. I was in the middle on the ground. And between me and Uncle Dhumal, there was this toilet. And when I came to the room, Shree Mataji was already asleep. At least she was, the lights were off and all that. So at some point in the night, I felt suddenly some on the left, I think so, the left side, somebody touching my body. And suddenly opened my eyes. Shree Mataji had crossed over me to go to the toilet because the room was not very big. And if I sleep parallel to Shree Mataji's bed, she said there's no other way to go to the toilet. And perhaps she did not see me. Suddenly I got up and I realized it was 4 o'clock and I was in Shree Mataji's room. And suddenly, obviously, the sleep went away. And Shree Mataji came out. And when she went inside Dhumal, she said, the Shree Mataji is cleaning in Sholapur. The whole night she's been vomiting. And I was just waiting and she came out and from 4 to 6, that time I used to massage Shree Mataji's feet quite often. And many times she used to tell me to massage her left nabi. And I did not know she was working on my left nabi at that time. And then we were talking about other things. And then I told Shree Mataji, last night when I was about to go to bed, I thought, what good vibrations here. The person who is sleeping, what a lucky person. She said, that's exactly why I called you here. She just said that. त्याच्याच करता तुला बोलवलं याच्यासाठी. Means it's just because of that, your thought, I brought you here. Then also another thing was in 78, I think so it was January something, we were in Dhulia, that famous incident in Dhulia, December or say 78 or January 79. So my mother was there, physical mother, and she went back to Bombay afterwards and we came to Delhi and she had lost her sweater. So she said that since you're in Delhi, you can get good sweaters there. Why don't you buy one for me? So when we came to Delhi, there was one Mr. Verma. We used to go with Shree Mataji for shopping. And many people, they gave some present to Shree Mataji, sari, blouse piece, or a lot of things. And I just had in my hand, I said, I am a student, I don't even earn anything, and I don't know what to offer Shree Mataji. To offer Shree Mataji something good. Anyway, the thought went out. And then I told this Verma uncle, I said, when you're going out, can you please buy a sweater for my mother? And he said, okay. Then we went and we came home. He said, Shree Mataji really liked the sweater. What sweater? He said, you bought for Shree Mataji? Yes, yes. You asked me to buy a sweater for Shree Mataji. I told my mother, physical mother, and he told Shree Mataji. And it was a very lovely Kashmiri sweater. And so see, my thought, I really wanted to buy something, but I did not have that, maybe capability of to buy. And suddenly this was the last piece remaining and Shree Mataji liked it. And see how whatever you think, whatever you have this desire, it works. And it's not only when Shree Mataji is here. Let me just tell you, even later on, even after 2011, if your desire is pure, all your desires will be fulfilled. Shree Mataji says in a talk, Powers of Sahaja Yoga is 1980, all your desires. So just we have this desire, purity of our desire, and that will have to work. Did I answer your question?
Yes, uncle. Yes. Very nice experience to hear all these things, uncle. Uncle, we spoke about desires. We spoke about how she protects her children. Slightly on the meditation side, uncle, we keep hearing about the fourth dimensions, uncle. Any instance that you would like to quote on that?
Yes. Basically, in 77, we went to Jaipur. As I told you, I was a postman for my father, for our. And so we had this, these are imitation pearls, but very, very good quality, like real pearls in Jaipur, very famous. And then there was this Bandini sari, very famous. So my father, he said, "Don't go, we buy for Shree Mataji." And we went, we bought. And then I took this sari and this small garland pearl to Shree Mataji. And Shree Mataji said, no, why are you bringing all this? And I tried to be smart. And I said, Shree Mataji, all what you gave to us in the 3 dimensions, whatever we are giving in 3 dimensions, but what you have given us, it's in 4 dimensions. So immediately she said, so give me back in 4 dimensions. Should give her back in the 4th dimension.
Uncle, any small instance that you would like to quote of mother's love for her children, when
yes.
She would particularly take care of her children?
Yeah, very much. We, in 75, 76, 77, maybe those years, for our birthday, we used to have a pandal on the terrace of one building, which was situated in opposite the garden, which is the adjacent of Vinayak temple, Prabhadevi temple. This building is demolished now, but there we used to have every Saturday meeting, and we used to have birthday programs on the terrace. There was a pandal, and we used to. Shree Mataji used to come like 9, 10 in the morning, And we used to have puja, I don't know, havan, in evening, bhajans or whatever bhajans we could call it. We had seen small bhajan. And we used to eat together. And then after the puja, at times, we were not enough people to absorb our vibrations. So, and maybe we did not have that capacity. So she used to tell us she used to sleep like this. And we used to put the hand on the men on the head, on the back, and the ladies, the legs and all that, to absorb the vibrations. So, like once Shree Mataji, she'll say, Avdut, where are you? I said, I am on the heart. So come a little bit down. Yes, now go on the right, on the left, like this. See? So she will tell like this. So then she used to allow us to take the vibrations out. And one thing I may just tell, that we had at that time a lot of possibilities to many times to massage her head. There was this Sylvie cream. It was a green, some liquid for massage. And even she allowed us to use it also, little bit, and very cooling. So we used to massage with that. And in one of the talks, Shree Mataji said even Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh could not touch her head. And she allowed us to touch her head. So what is, I would say, the how much she had given us the liberty. So we used to be there whole day. And in the evening, about 9, there was light and all, but she used to go home. And in one of these years, I don't know which year, there was this Mr. Arun Pradhan's car, 8595. So we used to take that. There were a lot of garlands. And they said, why don't you come to help to take the garlands up in these Satnam apartments? So I went. And in her flat, there were so many people standing inside plus outside. But the colleagues of Sir CP, who had come 2, 3, 4 hours, maybe more, to wish Shree Mataji for her birthday. And Shree Mataji was with us. And Shree Mataji was with us. How much time she gave us. How much time she had given us. So when I think of these incidents, really, I go in another world, another realm. Very difficult.
Jai Shri Mataji. The vibratory flow in the entire session has been excellent. But today was a difficult day at office. To be very frank, I felt completely cleansed during the session. I think the session can go on and on and on. I think the only experiences that we have spoken about are between the 70s and the 80s. But I think, Uncle, we should end this session here with a small meditation session and carry forward with other experiences in the next session. To the people who are listening, we are creating a series of these videos in which we'll try and listen to all Avdut Uncle's experiences with Mother, his experiences post Mother was not there in her physical form. So we'll keep having these sessions. We are planning to have 3, 4 of such sessions, but we'll end today's session here. Jai Shri Mataji, Uncle, with Mother's permission, if it is okay, if we can go to for a small meditation session, and then we'll look at ending this particular session. Yeah.
Okay. So we can all go into meditation. The mantra which helps me a lot to go into this state of nirvikalpa is just to remember that Shree Mataji Nirmala Devi, who is the Adi Shakti, power of God, came on this earth, lived with human beings, but she was a Mahamaya. I always felt that the demons can come as gods. Why not God come as human being? Fully camouflaged. So she came, she chose us as her children. My only desire and wish is that she should not feel in any way disappointed for giving us the realization. Our entire behavior, thoughts, words, and deeds should be molded in such a way. She'll be a Sahaja Yogi. I'm a Sahaja Yogi. Let's remember this. It will trigger us into meditation. Put our attention on the Sahasrara. Shall we sing the 3 Maha mantras?
त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कलकी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कलकी साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। बोलो श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी की जय।
Jai Shri Mataji uncle. It was a wonderful session today. By Mother's grace, there were huge amount of vibrations as well. With a very brilliant experience in terms of experiencing Nirvicharita during this session as well. So I wanted to thank you. I wanted to thank Mother for the wonderful experiences that we had today. And with this, we would like to close this session for today. To everyone who is listening, we'll be circulating links for the next session as well shortly. As I mentioned, there would be at least 3 to 4 sessions which would be a part of this series. We will try to capture Avdut uncle's overall experiences about Sahaja Yoga, as well as the time that he has spent with Mother, as well as any kind of advice that he would like to give to new yogis who would want to know and understand more about Sahaja Yoga. So with this, we would like to end the session here. Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shree Mataji.